Hello everyone, welcome to Homework Help. If you find the videos useful, please subscribe to the channel. So in this video, we'll solve this problem based on the concepts of derivatives. So we have to find points on the graph of y equals 1 over 3x cubed minus 5x minus 4 over x at which the tangent is horizontal. So as you may know, a tangent is a line. So if the tangent is horizontal, that means its slope is equal to 0. So the first step here is to find the expression for the derivative of this function, because that will represent the expression for the slope of the tangent. And for that, we'll use the different rules of derivatives. Now this function here is made up of three terms. So the first two terms are polynomial terms, but the third term is a rational term because the x is in the denominator. So the first step is to move this x term to the numerator, and that will change the sign of the exponent. So the first step is y equals 1 over 3 x cubed minus 5x and then minus 4 times x to the power negative 1, because the exponent of x in the denominator is 1. So when we move it to the numerator, the exponent becomes negative 1. So now we can use the different derivative rules to find the derivative of this expression. So we get y prime equals, so for the first term we'll use the power rule. So we get 1 over 3 times, so the exponent of x, which is 3, then x to the power 3 minus 1. Now for the second term, so minus 5, so the 5 stays the same, and then 1 times x to the power 1 minus 1. And now the last term, so the 4 stays as it is, so then minus 1 times x to the power negative 1 minus 1. So this is the expression for the derivative of the given function. Now we can simplify it. So y prime equals, so 1 over 3 times 3 is equal to 1 because the 3's cancel each other out. So we are just left with x squared. Then minus, so 5 times 1 is 5, and then x to the power 0, and then x to the power negative 2. Now we have to find the points where the tangent is horizontal. So that means we have to sub in y prime as equal to 0, because y prime represents the slope of the tangent. So we have to sub in the left side equal to 0, and then the right side can be simplified too. So x to the power 0 is 1, so it's just minus 5, and then we can move the x term to the denominator to make the exponent positive. So the third term becomes 4 over x squared. So this is the equation we have to solve to find the x values at which the tangent is horizontal. So the first step here is to move the x squared from the denominator. So we'll multiply each term in this equation by x squared on both sides. So the left side will still be 0, and then we'll distribute x squared into the parentheses. So we get x to the power 4, because x squared times x squared is x to the power 4, minus 5x squared plus 4. We have to solve this equation. So this can also be visualized as, so x4 can also be written as x squared minus 5x squared plus 4 equals 0. So we can factor this equation. So we have to find two numbers whose sum is negative 5 and product is positive 4. So we can use the sum and the product rule to factor this trinomial, because it's a simple trinomial. The coefficient of the x to the power 4 term is 1. So the two numbers that multiply to 4 and add to -5 are -1 and -4. So we can write the factored form as x squared minus 1 and then x squared minus 4 equals 0. So now we get two cases. So the first case is x squared minus 1 equals 0 and x squared minus 4 equals 0. So we solve for x, so we have to isolate it. So first we'll add 1 to both sides. So the ones on the left side will cancel each other out and we get x squared equals 1. And now we apply square root to both sides. So on the left side the square root and the square will cancel each other out and we get x equals plus minus 1 because the square root of a positive number can be a positive or a negative number. So we got two solutions from this first case. Now we can analyze the second case. So we have to isolate x. So first we'll add 4 to both sides. So the 4's on the left side will cancel each other out. So we get x squared equals 4. And now we can apply square root to both sides. So on the left side the square and the square root will cancel each other out. And we get x equals plus minus 2. So we got another two solutions. So that means there are 4 points on the graph at which the tangent is horizontal. Now since we have to find the points, we'll have to sub in these x values one by one in this given equation to find the y value. So let's start with x equals plus 1. So we sub in x as 1 in the given equation. So we get 1 over 3 times 1 cube minus 5 times 1 minus 4 over 1. So we get y equals 1 over 3. So 1 cube is just 1. Then minus 5 minus 4. So we get y equals 1 over 3 minus 9, which can be reduced to just negative 26 over 3. So the first point is 1 negative 26 over 3. Now we can use the other x value, x equals negative 1. So we get y equals 1 over 3 negative 1 cube minus 5 times negative 1, then minus 4 over negative 1. So this can be reduced to y equals 1 over 3. Now negative 1 cube is negative 1. And negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. And then negative 4 divided by negative 1 is plus 4. So we get, so 1 over 3 times negative 1 is negative 1 over 3 plus 9, which is equal to 26 over 3. So the second point is negative 1, 26 over 3. So for the third point, we'll sub in x as positive 2. So we get y equals 1 over 3 times 2 to the power 3 minus 5 times 2, then minus 4 over 2. So now we can simplify this expression. So we get y equals 1 over 3. So 2 to the power 3 is 8. And 5 times 2 is 10. And then 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we get y equals 8 over 3 minus 12. Now we can combine these terms. So for that we can find a common denominator, which is 3. The denominator of 12 is 1. So we multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So we get y equals 8 minus 36 over 3, which is equal to negative 28 over 3. So the third point is, so I can write here 2 comma negative 28 over 3. Now we can find the fourth point, and for that we'll sub in x equals negative 2. So we get y equals 1 over 3 times negative 2 cubed minus 5 times negative 2 and then minus 4 over negative 2. So we get y equals 1 over 3. So negative 2 cube is equal to negative 8. So negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. And then we get plus 10 plus 2. So negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. So we get y equals negative 8 over 3 plus 12. Y equals 28 over 3. So the last point is, so negative 2, then 28 over 3. So these are the 4 points at which the tangent is horizontal. So I hope you'll find this video useful. Please share it, like it, and subscribe to Homework Help. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.